This week's episode is sponsored by Zorb Events Limited. They provide Zorb football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking.
Welcome to the Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with me, Tony Morell, and this week's guest is Andy Dunn, aka Tin Tandy. Looking forward to sharing the good, the bad and the ugly with us.
Yeah.
How are we, mate?
I'm okay, mate. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to it myself, to be fair.
So we've been lifelong friends, and obviously we've not seen each other for a while as you grow up. And
yeah, it's family stuff, isn't it?
Of course it is. You grow up and you have families and different paths. But listen, I'm made up that you agreed to come on and share your story.
Thank you.
So listen, let's get right into it. Let's
go, Tony. Let's do
go, mate. So where you grew up, what school we went to, and what family life was like, mate?
Brilliant. Yeah. So a lot of us we come to Runcorn early stages from the overspill, early 80s Liverpool. But I was unfortunate. We moved away again to Blackpool. So not unfortunate in a bad way, just a mad place. Junior school, Blackpool, and then come back to Runcorn. And that's where I introduced to everyone as Andy Dunn.
Yeah.
Went to 2 schools, Frodging. Didn't fit in really. It wasn't the type of personality they expected, not in a bad way. And then I ended up to meet yourselves in Brookvale. Now, that was a good experience.
We had some crazy times in school, didn't we?
We did. It was mad. Not bad way, it was our way, I think.
Yeah.
We loved the council estates. Not so much everyone, but that's where it was the middle, and we were real people. We were just real.
That's it. A lot of us, we all grew up on council estates, like different. I was on Brookvale, you were on Sutton Park.
Yeah.
Murdershire, some of the lads and stuff.
We all integrated that, it was good. Good times. It was good. It was good for me, because coming back home and everyone was already mates, so it was to get back into the circle, it was good for me, seeing it all and being part of it, you know what I mean?
I remember going through school, and we, like normal young lads, we just, we had some funny times, didn't we?
It was crazy. I mean, obviously growing up when you're, say, 12, 13, you don't care, do you? In them days, you're on your bike, no computer. Yeah, I didn't care. It was all about what you're doing that weekend, what you're doing that day. Didn't matter about your mum saying get home and the lamppost lights have got off. You just go where you wasn't it? Done your own experiences.
We had no phones and stuff like that.
That's right, it's only growing up. You don't need phones. I used to you had your bad days when you go and meet everyone, say at the shop, and you missed them. You'd be running around the estates. Have you seen them? Yeah, they're up there. And, they were your bad days, but it was good. It teaches you how to overcome things. And, you're out in the open air, you see people. Sometimes you bump in with people you didn't know half know. You'd have a good, go with them for the day. That's what it's about, meeting people, experiences. And then we had the times when we were all out on our bikes, here, there, everywhere. It was good days.
Summer holidays, going the Weavers.
The canals, jumping off the bridges. Off the railway bridges. It's these summers, that's what everyone does. Yeah, it was good. We have our mischief as well. We've had our bad times growing up. Let's be honest, it's not all fun and football.
We were mischievous, we weren't.
We weren't horrible. We hung around the shop, people walked past and that, and it was
we were respectable. I don't think we were ever on.
No one would ever say we were bad. It was just where our meeting point was. I know you got your shop gangs, but no one was feared of walking down. And in them days, a lot of us, we stuck together as kids. I know, again, as growing up, it goes here, there. We vary often. But no, it was good.
How was family life growing up?
My family life was good, hard working dad. And mum, we worked hard as a mum. And then once I got to about 12, I was the youngest. It's 3, 2 older sisters. My mum then went to nursing. So I watched her, go through a big filing cabinet in the dining room, typewriters, 6,000 word essays, thermometers. All good as a kid, but it's nice to see your mum was working hard, trying to show, you're old enough now, it's time for me to get out there. So give me, in my eyes, the morals were there.
From an early age, it showed you need to get out there.
My mum and dad had a struggle. I mean, I remember when we moved away from when we went to Blackpool, they had a big financial situation, bought into a shop. It crumbled them. I lived all that, to 16, you know what I mean? But again, I watched them fight together, so it was good. They couldn't afford every Christmas the most, but they got you what you needed.
Yeah.
So you never left out,
So what did you do? What did your dad do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, my dad was a pipe insulator, lagger, and also sheet metal fabricator. Like, when we get on later on as we're going, that's what I become as well. So that was my uncles, my granddad.
Right through the family?
Yeah, trade. That's what it's a bit like in that trade. But we will get to that later, yeah. But yeah, that's what my dad was. So worked away a lot as a youngster, you know. In them days again, sitting around the house phone, you'd be waiting for, you know, because they never had mobiles. So queue of contractors at the red phone box, all phoning the families, little time slots waiting for your dad. So that's what I grew up like again, worked hard.
So you were there, it's obviously the red phone box, right?
Yeah, well, that was him, you know, working away. That's the stories they tell you in the old days. You'd just be a big queue, right? You're 6:30, you're 20 to 7, because that's the only way you could contact your family.
Yeah, there's no mobiles.
No mobiles, none of this, just Skype. And so, yeah, but that's what, you know, it was good. You knew your dad worked away, and that's why you provided for, and your mum was your mum, and, you know, you'd answer to your mum at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If things got out of hand, I'd phone your dad, if he has to come home, that was it. He stopped.
Straight away.
You know, it's just...
I remember as when we were growing up, and I remember you worked from an early age with your dad. I think you got... How old were you when you started working with your dad, fella?
17, just turned. Just some insurance. That was on... it was ICI, then the big chemical plants in Runcorn. That was my apprenticeship. That's 4 years, 6 weeks on site, 2 weeks college. That's to become a sheet metal fabricator, pipe lagger. So once I got into that, that was all right. I used to enjoy that. Met new lads going around. That, well, hitting on that, when you leave school at a young age, this is where I think a lot of youth have got no opportunities at the minute, Tony.
Yeah.
Because when you leave school, I'll be honest, now going back to how we had a laugh and it weren't all good, a lot of our friends, we've all done things where jail, this, that, and I could have easily followed the wrong path, although I still ended up there in the end. I'll get into that as we go on, but that's where my morals, if like say take me away from my parents, giving you your proper morals of life, you know, you bring your kids up, you'd have fellas, peers, being proud of your work, getting in, not going on the drink and missing work. If you want to be the big man, go and enjoy yourself, but still get in work.
You still get up and
that's what kids need, I think. So that done me really well. Started a different, you know, got me into the adulthood.
From an early age, you worked from an early age.
I was 60. I used to love old fellas, 60 years old.
And you'd be working away and stuff like that. We'd all be like, hanging around the shop and stuff like that. And you'd be like, where's it? Your nickname was Beaver. And we'd go, where's Beaver? And go, I was working away this week or whatever. Yeah. And that was from an early age. And
it was a good experience.
And you'd be back on a Friday and we'd go, where have you been working? I could have been in Cumbria or somewhere.
Cumbria, down south. I've done a lot in Wales, you know. Yeah. I remember. Here, there and everywhere. There's a power station, that's where it would be.
And you would like you say, you were on the tools from an early age.
Yeah. Hard work, and it was good. I mean, again, in them days, you walk on and you didn't want to be lazy, because there was, you know, you have scaffold as well. You know, a lot of young men, a lot of men, and they're all proud of what they do, but they're skilled workers, and you want to be in that category. You know, you want to be proud of your providing, you want to be proud of your work, and so that, without going there, I would never have had them morals.
So it was an apprenticeship you started?
4-year apprenticeship, yeah. I was do 6 weeks, like I say, on ICI, and we go to Salford. You imagine being 17, accent like this, train station going into Salford, walking through in the middle of an housing estate, but brilliant. Met Manchester lads. Again, when you're young, through the football, you think you don't like Manchester lads. Some of my best mates are from Manchester. But again, opens your eyes. That was the start of how I started opening up, you know, some of the programming of the football when you're young. But yeah, it was good. Different people, different stories,
different backgrounds,
all totally different backgrounds. Yeah. That I like the fact that I've worked away a lot, because I've done a bit in Australia and Malaysia, and you know, I've seen people walking out of shacks, from tin shacks, to come and work on the site in Malaysia. But I've seen how happy they was. They're happy people because they've not got the stress we have. Loads of bills, loads of, you know, you've got to have this car and finance, you've got to have that, keep up with the Joneses type. They're a community, Tony. Yeah. And that's, I was on the mega...
That means nothing to them, it doesn't...
No, they're not interested in money. They just go, yeah, there's people like that. You know, like they used to be. Yeah, we know what they are, but we're us. And that opened my eyes, stuff like that. And without having a job, what took me to stuff like, it's, you know, opened my eyes a lot more. Into life, really. Yeah. And there was a lot of... it was a country where it was Muslim and Chinese, Christian. Now, a lot of us went over from the UK or Western world, and we were worried, never been there.
How we could be accepted and stuff like that.
Just you just hear things on the news. Well, it's just dangerous. One of the best places I've ever been, through respect of everyone. I know everywhere is different. We had Indian lads on mass. I know a lot about how they run, how they But I was shocked and it was good. It opened my eyes to how people really are.
Instead of listening to hearsay and whatever.
Don't listen to hearsay.
Yeah,
There's always 5 sides to a story, I think, now. And just go and find a lot of you. You know, you've got to, people only listen to one way. Any situation, go all around, get the bad of it, the good, the bad and the ugly of all of it. And you'll probably start finding out what the way the truth is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Never listen to one side of the story.
Like I always think it's 2 sides.
And try and find your own way. But yeah, working away was good, Tony, you're right. I'm glad I took me off the beaten track for a bit. It didn't save me in my first 4 years. Like I say, I did end up in the young offenders. But that's through partying and bets and bad paths. And I've explained this on my TikTok channel. There's no way, it's not a hidden agenda.
No, it's not.
But it's like, again, but it doesn't determine you're a bad person. A mistake when you're 20.
Yeah. And listen, people can make mistakes.
Tony, how did you become that? Well, when you're in a bit of debt, you don't want trouble at your mum and dad's house. You make bad decisions as a kid.
And you're not the only one who's...
Not only me, there's people, lots of us. That's just,
That's just an example, isn't it?
Yeah. But after that, I got back on what I call the straight and narrow, as in trying to work because my kids come, but as we were going to get to, that didn't work out in the end.
So after obviously you'd done your apprenticeship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You were,
working away then, got your card, you're skilled labour.
So after you've got your cards and stuff like that, are you watching to work on any power plants or what's the process?
Just for your trade. Well, once you're qualified through the company, you've got a governing body you're tied to. So like mine's thermal insulation, you'll have welders, you've got scaffolders, electricians, all industrial. So after your apprenticeship, it's get your CSCS card, what's a gold card. So you're qualified to work on these skills.
So you're a skilled qualified.
Skilled jobs, yeah. So say like you're building a power station, to say down the road, you've got to go to the councils, this, that and the other. Now there'll be what's called CDM regulations. You'll be building that with skilled labour. You're going to pay them properly so you're getting the proper, product. Yeah. I mean, you can't build stuff with high explosive and all that without guaranteeing the community will build this with skilled labour. So how do you get a skilled labour? People like us, you need crane drivers, steel erectors, electricians, pipe fitters, pipe laggers, all that. So that CSCS card, what you've done with a governing body, is proof you know what you're on about, so you don't get that card. And that's what gets you your jobs you apply. So that's how you class as a skilled labour apprenticeship.
And from early on, rates of pay and stuff like that, is that,
Yeah, so when you've got a governing body, I'm glad you hit on that, you've got a governing body, and also we've got unions, which everyone knows about. Now, I'll get on to what I think of all these in a minute, and how I've come to different parts of my life and getting on to
getting your message out there, yeah.
So you've now qualified, gold CSCS card, you can now join a union. What does a union do? They get these rates of pay set, holiday pay, bank holidays, welfare, cabins, toilets, wash your hands, none of this your granddad's fought for these rights. No one had none of this. You used to work years ago, you just put your hand up outside the factory, pick you today, we'll have you tomorrow. So these were all just, and also as it got further on the 70s, people getting different wages. If you were the boss's mate, you get more money than who's working next year. That was causing animosity, fights, strikes. So the governing bodies kicked in, skilled labour, unions, so staff saying, look, if you're doing this, we want proper regulations, we want welfare, that's what we all fought for. So we pay them a monthly fee for that. So all sounds good at the minute, doesn't it? You're skilled man, you turn up to a job, you know what you're getting, it's all in this, what's called...
documented, is it contract signed?
That's called a Nike Blue Book Agreements. It's like a power station under CDM regulations. There's another one in my trade called a Pink Book. That's if you work in, say, like a hospital, doing like the pipe work, boiler rooms, bit less danger. So the rates of pay a little bit less, but it's all your holiday pay, your bank holidays, all there, you know what you're getting. If you're a pipe fitter and I'm a scaffolder, we're on the same, it'd be like level 1, first year apprentice, up to skilled, then you've got supervisor level, so you know what you're at.
Brackets or bands or whatever.
Tells you everything, overtime rates, everything. If they want you to work away, travel time, what they pay you to get from your local train station to the job, all that. So you shouldn't be arguing. This is all in place from our elders fighting for this. So as the years have gone on, I'm made up, working away, seeing stuff, but I can see a change around 2007, me. And what they start doing is they're bringing in labour, which is, before we start, there's no animosity. We need foreign labour because we're building big gas plants in Wales. We did need it. But I knew that we were going to start ripping these people off, paying under, and that sets precedence then. We've got a national agreement here. You don't pay less than this. This is where I started being very unionised, being
vocal,
being a voice. We have shop stewards, each trade. Anything goes wrong on the site, the companies are going out of hand of any of these agreements, rules, health and safety. We have a meeting. Our shop stewards then the voice to go into the managers instead of 1,000 men or 100 men coming in.
Yeah.
And then they relay, if we're stuck, we have a delegate then of the area, of each union, they'll get involved. So when this was kicking off, I was a big vocal. These men who are coming over need paying the proper rates of pay. And the main, because I'm a human, and I look at humans as humans, you're not putting 20 of them in a 3-bedroom house, because that's what they were up to them days. And that was happening. They deny it and all that, but I'll get to the way I've managed jobs in the last 2 years and seen
this. And you've seen it with your own eyes.
Yeah, you meant to see what's going on, but you can't. So, but anyway, so when they were coming over, I'm more vocal. You're not putting like £500 a month out and putting them into a, don't give them no money. So I got, speaking to certain people, they put them on the rates of pay. Deduct flights, deduct this, we're feeding you. Oh, that's your accommodation. But they should have been getting that anyway, separate to the wage.
The wages as well?
Yes, the wages. Now, that's where there's, in them days, I know I shouldn't be saying this, but it is what it is. Some shop stewards, what we call bent, they take big backhanders, calm the men down while we execute this. And a lot of that was going on in them days. So I'm being vocal, upsetting the grain. What happens then? Get rid of the bad eggs. Got told, look, the more you're vocal, they'll go for you. You will go for me. What you're on about? We've got unions. That's what we do, isn't it? We've got to battle this with the companies. If they want to take our jobs, stop the take. So as the years went on, it becomes a little bit of a battle then, and we're getting really busy, and I was becoming more vocal because I could see us losing our industry, our money, our future. So I'm like really digging in, going, look, we all think the same.
We're all going to stick together here.
Yeah, we'll stick together. I'll just, some people aren't vocal. I'm very vocal. I know that if I'm right, and I believe in it, and it's for us, my kids, their kids, our granddad fought for it. I'm keeping that. We've got that. We're keeping it. And these people you want to bring from abroad, they need the same.
They shouldn't be paid no less.
Pay them less, That's the savings. You work out £300 a man every week. Like say I go to Wales, Scotland, that's your accommodation every week. Travel time
Per man.
£43 a night. That's to feed yourself though, and accommodation. Not that good, I don't think. I'd rather be put up in a hotel, breakfast, dinner, but they won't give you that. So now people try and save money, that's another thing. So you're in bad conditions, you got a nice house at home, and now you're in a flea-ridden little B&B. It's bad. But anyway, so yeah, that's all our agreements in place, and that's where the start happened around 2007. So roll on to 2012, we've got a big power station, as you know, down the road from where we are now, on Runcorn, the docks. On that one, in our industry, some of the companies don't like Merseyside men, the militants. What they mean is, Scousers, yeah. You know the score. That's what they, the Merseyside men. What it is, we'll stick up for ourselves, again, I'm vocal, they weren't just me, there was ones before my generation, the big names in the industry, you can't get out of names, your dad done it, your granddad done it, so it's very family names what come. You've heard about all these getting blacklisted and that. So when I've kicked in, there's a job what's classed as local to our GMB branch.
Members union.
Yeah. So you got a union GMB, and it would just say the insulators of us. You have the North East branch, Birmingham, wherever. Yes, we've got the
South
143 at Liverpool's our one. So we've got in touch with them saying this company's not taking on local labour, or they're very picky, and we weren't against anyone. And this happens in Scotland, this happens in Wales, and it's good. The locals should be on the job. Of course, it's not against it. This is why they get away with all this, taking the certain gangs and cliques. So obviously we've turned up on strike. Long story short, the BBC have come, this, that and the other. Now I've ended up doing an interview in 2012 about this job, what's getting built, so we're not getting a piece of the pie.
The incinerator, is it?
Yeah, the incinerator, that's 2012 on Pickle Farm Road. It's all there, you can Google my name, Runcorn, and it'll come up, me and my dad were on it, the transcript of everything. So that's where it was, in the company's eyes, we're not having this. So since then, I struggled to work then, Sony.
Why? Because you were so vocal about...
Yeah, and they knew like...
So you had a boxing on your back, a target on your back?
In my eyes, they knew the man had a real voice. He was, I'd take it on. And if I was just, I wouldn't back down to the lies or the bullshit really or anything like that. I wouldn't bow down to all the pretense. You can see what's going on. Well, I mean, what shocked me is we've got this national agreement, what tells you why are we arguing? It's there. But obviously, that's it. So starting with, like, again, the foreign labour, fighting for them. The companies want to save grands a week. I'm trying to say,
obviously, the lads who are coming over from...
Yeah, it's not about...
On the same
I don't care who's in the gates. It's pay them properly, because that's what we're going to start losing. And once you start losing, that'll just carry on. And guess what? Because now we have work agencies who don't pay this national agreements, and this is where I'm at now. So 2012, that's where I stopped working, the phones. Struggling to find work. Yeah, that was the start of it. Just big projects, why am I not getting on? Speaking to lads, this, that and the other, but they're looking for men. So I left it a lot of years, and I started getting back into the game about what we're in now.
What did you do in the meantime?
So in the meantime, a lot of stress kicks in, Tony. I'm like, looking for work, and imagine I've got a missus, I've got 3 kids at the time, a step kid as well at the time, bossing up. So I'm not doing my job in my eyes, I'm not providing, I'm trying my best. I know there's a lot of good money.
Put a lot of strain on you mentally as well.
Yeah, it's your head's going, you're angry, Tony, there's work there and good money.
But they don't want to offer it because you've been so vocal about it.
And in the old days, which it's not the people, but it's how the system's gone. You can't say anything now, Tony, because you got basically, you start going up the green. So I would never ask for anyone, but yeah, it stops. So the house got stressed, bills start kicking in.
Strain on the relationship.
You can't update your car, the holidays stop. All that stops.
Big strain on the relationship.
It's a strain, mate. Yeah, both sides. Then that just become a breakdown, which it did break down. So that was that loss.
Due to all the carry on with...
I'd say a lot of it, yeah. There's a lot of blame, when you break up, of course. I mean, if I'm not giving my side what I think mentally I should be going work, my kids are not struggling, they weren't getting what I want to provide. They weren't struggling. As in, they're eating, they're going to school, and, we've got family and decent. But that's my job. Not me mum or my family, we're going out on towers, we'll take them, and that's my job, you know what I mean?
Because you're not working, you can't provide.
Bills catching up. Why? Because I'm not working. Well, why aren't you working? Because these fuckers.
And at the time, the lads telling you, it's okay, you're okay, mate, you can say whatever you want to say. But like the lads are telling you that there is work on there. And
there is work. It's a fact, like I say, your dad does it, your uncles do it, your mates. It's not a mass network, imagine you're building something and it's 2 years' work and they're advertising for workers in your trade and your phone, and they're advertising the next week. Oh no, we don't need any more, man. Now, I was lost at these days. I didn't know how to tackle it.
How was you reacting to that? Was you just...
I'd have my own anger, yeah. Me put the phone down, I'd go to level 10 frustration straight away. It just get you. All the FQs, what do we do? Where's my answer? What's going on? You feel lost.
And I know what you're trying to do really is fight for people, for the rights, to be on the right way to pay and conditions.
Well, we had them, it was to make sure they had it, that was in, like, when the foreign labour come. And then, once we addressed not local labour, but start taking local on, we're saying don't bring no one else. But you're bypassing Scousers, basically, on a local job. Now, that caused animosity in its own right between our trade. But that's, everything's yours, is it? It's like, no, but that's how it is. I've been on all your jobs. I've just been one in Glasgow. Of course, you want 95% Scottish on there.
Yeah.
It's local.
If the skilled for the local,
you're not there going, we want to be on here, you go. That's, it's not the lads, the companies, and they use the lads, get, a little click in, supervisor, you get the work, you keep quiet, ignore him, but you get your work. But while they've ignored it, people like me who kept the levels, kept your money. Now we got work agencies, charge you £20 to get your money, mate, every week, over £1,000 a year, where you don't even get your holiday pay, no bank holidays, don't even pay to get travel to the job, and they give you the one rate pay.
And these employment agencies you're talking about?
These employment agencies. Now, again, this is why you certainly won't get back in. I've got these 3 courts, Tony. I've got these companies who are international. They sponsor France rugby team, one of them. and New Zealand, I'm taking on the very big boys who are using the agencies to stealth our national agreement. You don't just lose your rate of pay, your overtime, you lose your rights. You're classed as self-employed. Now, this is my argument. Am I self-employed? That means I'll have my own insurance to work on here.
A UTR number and all that?
Well, as in, they say, we're giving you work as a company. Well, where's my insurance? Now, the court, I mean, if you go into me TikTok, a lot of that's, vocal on there. There's a lot of, our system's not helping us, Tony. I understand companies want to rip you off, but when you take things to task, solid, and a little lower court, tribunals are looking at things black and white, and then turn it to that. It's bad. I've walked out of court with statements left because of what they do. It's crazy. I'm going in with national agreements, going, this company's not paid me that. Oh, we're not here to police and that. This is the court. So I'm like, no, I police it. This is the system. I want this sorting. These owe me money as what you're meant to do.
And the court's taking this on, or?
Yeah, I've had 2 court cases. One was last year. I can't go too much because when you get, you get without prejudice, then that's game over. You can't speak much more.
Yeah, just be careful.
And now starting another blacklist case, which is ongoing, and the agency in task for me £20 back. Now, it's not about my £20 and what they owe me. If that goes through, what that's going to do is there's going to be thousands and thousands of families who are going to claim their money back, especially if they're in an industry where you've got national agreements, or if you're on a minimum wage, they can't take £20 to get your wage. That is just a payroll company, Tony. An agency will not have a payroll, so they resource it out. Now, I went to a court, and the agency said the payroll employs them. So I couldn't, the court said, all right then, I believe they wouldn't. They know how vocal I am, trust me. Trust me. You done so on team, they meet me when I was speaking truth, and this is the judge. So I had to take this payroll in this court one day, was my employer. So I come out, so again, phoned them up. Said, hi, my name's Andrew Dunn, blah, 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 these dates. I said, so do you employ me? Now they're all ready for the phone call. They went, yeah. I said, okay, then can you send me the risk assessments, the method statements I signed on to, and my insurance for working on a power station if you employ me, and I'm not self-employed, and this agency doesn't employ me, because the courts are not letting it get through, and they went, we don't employ you. They panicked. So I've got a course of appeal in London coming where I can speak about, and once I get that through, it's either going to prove we've got no law to back us up what's in place, like the national agreements, or that's right, this is his agreements of works under the CDM regulations. That's why you get skilled labour, and that's what the national agreement with the unions have come up with. You work on this site, we guarantee we'll build it safely because we use all these people and they get paid this to stop any strikes. Imagine paying a man, so you've got 100 men and they're skilled, but electricians, you need them to be bang on. You don't want to upset 50 of them because you're paying 50 more. They're not going to have an interest. They're not worried that lost about a year and a child shorting out and an explosion. You've got to get everyone on an even keel, Tony.
Yeah.
So,
Is there many people backing you in regards who in a similar situation?
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad situation, really, because I've got a lot of backing. I've got a lot of my TikTok people who are not from the industry, but in my industry and my trade, especially the industry, the power station, a lot of it, they can't be publicly seen to back anything, especially people like me, because it's become where if you're on an agency, what you shouldn't be, or you can be, you get your right rate to pay, you still don't get just laid off. If you're on a power station now, and you say one thing wrong, you could have been on there 6 weeks, you get a phone call, not required back tomorrow. No national agreements, you got to lay me off. And then there's ways of laying it off. You can't just lay it off because they don't like you. There's got to be a downturn in work. You've got to start...
There's a procedure in place.
Yeah, of course. Or go down the warning procedure. You might be late or this or that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, like, the drug and alcohol testing's all wrong. They're testing people wrong. I've been sacking people for years wrong. I've been bringing that to the front. Before pre-screening, they can test how they want. Once you're on a job, they've got to test fit for work. These were testing people who'd been on holiday 2 weeks ago and find say cannabis in the system, and they're getting sacked. I was like, no, that's not in the system. They're not under the influence now. The only way I could back the damn I was right is since all this blacklist, I've had to go and get courses and do like management courses, and through all that, so I can run a site legally, I've got to know about welfare, security, setting it up safe, assembly points for people, everything on the site, including people for drug and alcohol testing. And guess what? You only test fit for purpose that day. If you don't and you sack them, your company's in for it. Not only that, Tony, you've got to look at case by case. You could be testing someone who works away. Now, they might be watching a football, Champions League, favourite team. They might have had a few more drinks than they normally would. And the next minute, they thought they're okay. They come in, breathalyzed, failed. You don't sack them. You speak to them. If they say that's what it was, you go, right.
If there's a pattern or whatever and stuff like that.
We'll let you off. It could be another one. They've got family problems, ill kids, you don't know. And then it's not all right. You start to go, right, we'll have to get a programme maybe. No, that's in place. I know that's illegal. I know for a fact. And I've tried to put that out there and you get shot down. And
are you getting anywhere with that?
Yeah, with the people like ourselves, you're getting massively somewhere, massive following. This is where it lands. Other industries are in the same boat.
So
I just thought it was us.
Like
and then
it's all it's across the
everyone.
board.
I've got nurses, I've got HGV drivers, people on the railway. I didn't even know people who are building new roads and that HS2 agencies ripping everyone. Didn't even know that'd be allowed.
And you got them input like.
All on my comments on my TikTok. This is where I learned a lot.
They're having the same
situation.
The
whole country. Now I use examples. The certain supermarkets, you're on a contract. They were firing you to rehire you. Well, where was our unions? What they're paying then? This P&O ferries. You walked in one day of, whatever. You walked out that morning, no job, and then £3 an hour people come in from abroad. The unions give them a little payout, but that job's now £3 an hour. You'll never bring that money back, Tony. That's our unions. Why? This is what I'm against the union because they don't do the job for what you pay them for. We shouldn't have to be in these situations where I'm going vocal to try and get out there what I'm doing and go, look, I'm not the only one. Not only like the fights of the people who are blacklisted, the people who are working hard and not getting the right pay. They've got a national agreement and getting that. And the union is meant to stop that.
Yeah.
Why isn't he? I mean, on a flat week, 38 hours, say on a power station, you're on an agency, you can be £300 a week down, Tony. And gone any day. You should feel safe on a company. Well, I've got me 4 weeks in now, so, you've got 2 years, you've got bigger rights. You can be on an agency for 5 years. You've only got a day's right. Bye-bye. And by the way, you owe 20 quid for this week's wage. Just you. You know what I mean? Crazy, mate.
Do you know? I know you've got it. No, don't worry. Listen, mate. It's you get.
I'm an octopus when I start going.
Don't worry about it. Listen, you're getting your message out there. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Do you worry about reprisals, about like being so vocal about getting this message out there? In regards to look, these big companies, these. Yeah. But it seems to me you've got a lot of backing.
I'm very vocal, aren't I, on social media? So yeah. Of course, I mean, I've had campaigns from my ex-girlfriend and that. So you do worry about reprisals, as in. I mean, the companies won't go too far that way, but they just keep me out. They've tried to make me look like a nutter. He's paranoid. He's always the world against him. But I'll be honest. I'm glad I started this fight because a lot of people, it was easy to go, he's mad in. Like, just laugh you off. Like the poor person who got sacked because you went IB for 2 weeks ago. That kind of attitude. I mean, I've had a lot of arguments. I've been on car parks with people in our trade where I've let them get away with it and I think, that's a wait me opportunity. So when I got to this stage, reprisals I'm worried about is there'll be setups on the way, yeah, of course. They put grants to loopholes to get what they can.
Yeah.
Not worried about fearful stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I mean,
it's how they stop me, the revenge attacks would be like, for instance, I'm owed a lot of money off a company now. They just won't give it.
You can't don't put yourself in any what's named.
No, but they hope, yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
I don't want you to get yourself in any trouble.
That's their little revenge, because that money's like I say, that's what provides your family. If we didn't need money, would any of us work really? We'd just chill out and eat food and go to sleep and have a laugh, wouldn't you? Let's be honest. So that's apart from that. Whether there's any campaigns behind the scenes with them, I don't know. I'm not fearful. I expect stuff, I'm taking a lot of them, I'm putting a lot of what they class as mud at them, destroying them, highlighting, bringing out the blatancy, so.
Do not none of them want to ever sit down and speak with you and just...
No, it's all ego, mate, I've had no.
You don't want to sit down across the table?
It's power driven, Tony. If any of them, they would have done it by now. I'm quite, when I've been down to negotiations and it's just bad work, I've been through stage 1, 2, 3s. For instance, this is what they're like. When they got rid of me on that, going back to the job where I was on the news, the day they got me, you know, I've had a bit of trouble with one of the supervisors. So it's become to like, you know, before they got me, I've had trouble with a supervisor. That was how they're trying to get me, getting a supervisor to wind me up while I'm on the job.
So it's easy, one of them?
Yeah. I took it on the chin, clocked out, and when I seen him that night, found where he drank, walked in normal, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that's sorted. He's a bully boy. I was only young. So when that got sorted, I was suspended, you know what I mean? Get him off site, he'd done a complaint, he come to the pub, but it worked out, he was an idiot, you know, they knew what they'd done wrong. But he should have got suspended as well, altercation, but get to the bottom of it. So anyway, I'm going through my stage 1s, I walked in, I've got 5 HR, you know, all top people, like 7 of them. So this is all intimidation. They don't care about talking to you, it's, you know, what we're going to do to you, make you feel down. So I just pulled out a dictaphone, I know the score.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, go on. They went, wouldn't conduct it. I said, I'm here for the stage 1, 2, whatever. I said, record it. No, we'll write the minutes. I said, you manipulate. I said, how I talk. You start saying I'm loud, I'm aggressive. It's just how but I'm not, you know, so just things like there's no talk with them, Tony. It's our way.
Oh, no way.
No way.
Yeah.
And the more we're going to take, the more you just be quiet. Like for taking, years ago, you'd work 4 nights, hard work. If you're out of town Friday, half a day, Saturday, paid all day, half a day. In them days, no internet, go to the bank, send money home, go and get your hair cut, get your out of town clothes. You'd be away 3 weeks, all your stuff washed, catch a bit of football. Still got a life, but you've done your hard work. Sunday the same, have a bevy then, 10 o'clock, get your sleep, back on Sunday, whatever. Say 10 o'clock for the late one.
Yeah.
Most people are dead out. Now it's Friday 5:30, Saturday 5:30, Sunday 5:30 in the evening. You've got no life there. Is
this 7 days a week?
The training people, mate, yeah. You can't do it. You've got to go in, smash it hard. And, you know, none of that no more. It's just, and they won't listen. And they can do it. They just don't care about you. They've got no qualms about you, how you feel. Any sensibility, nothing whatsoever. We would never be like this.
You know, I can see, you know, how passionate and stuff about, and you know, obviously for yourself, you know, you're fighting, but you obviously want to help people out there as well. Yeah.
I mean, you do, because how I started this, I felt like I had no help. I thought the unions were meant to help me. I mean, I'm at the point where I've got information commissioner's office, you know, for me data off these. They've let me know, no, you need to get this. But who was there to tell me? Why weren't a union telling me?
You've got to do all this yourself.
I've got to go and find it. I'm there and there's a go in courts now. I love people to not just go and look at Andy Dunn or Tin Tandy. There's other people like me a bit more. It depends how your wavelength is, you know. I'm a bit bouncy in my ways, but there's people who can explain properly, and you have got a voice.
You're real, though, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just real to me, yeah. I mean, I'm about to go with it.
Scripted with you,
no, never scripted.
You're off the cuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people,
I mean, I know something
find you interesting and relate to you because
but this
you're
is
real.
Where people need help. I know people are going to work, they feel like the boss and supervisor, can't say the word, you know, but they're like, what's the word? You know, with the control, you can't do this, and
people feel like they've got nowhere to turn when they're in work.
Yeah, they're controlled. It's not about doing your job no more. When you used to have a break, you could go in and be yourselves, have a laugh. None of that.
As long as you get the work done, it's done correctly.
We all know this. Yes, when you've got a job, you want to be safe and you want to do it properly.
Yeah.
You know, when you go for a break, you should be able to have your opinions and all. None of that happens in workplaces. A lot of them. If anyone hears you laughing on a power station, I can only go because that's my industry.
Personally,
Everyone looks now, whatever. But years ago, you had all the characters. It was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have your madheads, your comedians, your singers, all just in the cabin. You'd have people, you know, selling your stuff, you know, like you've gone out and robbed tools, you know, you had everyone on the job, mate. It'd be people like the old days, all of us got clobbered by smashing grabs on our estates, didn't you? So you got your clothes years ago. So, that's gone, Tony. And I can imagine that's a lot.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's a boring place for a lot of people work. Not everyone. Some people still work self-employed, got their mates, good little crew, you know, but on these big jobs, factories, bad places for me now.
Yeah.
Not the people, the system. Well underpaid.
Through all this now, I know I think I might have said it before.
No, yeah.
Your mental health, you know,
so, yeah.
do you struggle?
No, see, I've had bad patches in my life. That's how I look at mental health. You know, there's been brilliant times. There's times when I thought it was too heavy. Not as in like, what am I going to do? And we've all had thoughts, is this all life is? But I found the strength was in, well, this is my path, it's got to be. But I battled, frustration was a big one. Going from 0 to 10 straight away, boom. And it's hard
people
to
should
down.
be helping me, should give me advice.
Precisely stuck. Why is all this around me? Why is it, you know, you're stuck basically. So that's a frustration you've never felt. Then, you know, that causes like breakdowns, saying families, my kids, you know, that's a whole new story, but you know, like you can do one, but then I'm having to find my kids through courts and your head's like, is this all, what's going on here? You know, I'm only trying to have a job and protect what my granddad basically fought for.
And for other people as well.
Yeah, and you just all of a sudden being so, there was frustration, there was anger, that then starts becoming, not depressed, but you're down in your moods, not like long term, just that chapter, but that's where I like when you said that people need advice, help, I went a lot of watching podcasts, you know, some of them famous, whatever, but I found what helped me. I got into the law of attraction, which started helping me in life, you know, for myself, because that's to bring all my emotions basically back down. So I've learned how to let my emotions go. If you're going to be happy, that's part of one. If you're going to be sad, be sad. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to be a bit stressed, get it done, but don't stay there the next day. Just, you know, you're allowed to be stressed on something, and that's what I think people aren't taught. It's more, it's okay to not be okay, and then leave it there. I'm like, no, life's like your book, you know. I remember my mum reading books. Look at her, she'd be crying, chapter 9, and what are you crying on? He's died in the story, but then the next one, she's all made up. That's life, you know what I mean? It's not going to be happy. You're not made to be happy 24/7, or not to be sad 24/7, or stressed. So, yeah, I had to find ways for myself, and the law of attraction is what I found. Then I'm not just about different energy. I believe in energy, and I'm in a place where now I keep myself clean in my actions. I don't care what comes, but as long as I'm strong if I'm clean, and weak if I've done something wrong and something comes on me.
If you believe in something that you...
Well, I'm very energy, mate. If I give me bad energy and stuff comes, because that's what I believe. I'm not very religious as in the Bible. I'm not against it, I'm straight, but that's what I found for me, what fits.
What helps you.
And that's what I express if I speak to people. Whatever's on your head, there'll be people that put things in perspective. And I was looking for perspective by unions and governing bodies and courts. You know, I mean, I get to the higher courts as in appeals and law courts in London. That's where and we'll find out in the future what's going on. Yeah. But these systems are letting you down. I took a blacklist to a course, and they were trying to make me send it before the trial. I went, no, because he's got it. You'll find this, that, and the other. It's messy, and you think, well, these aren't open. But I found strength through all this, and then last year when I started it was mainly to get people to go, look, I'm not the lunatic. You're all laughing at me. Now look, this is what's happening. I'm out of that. There's my tickets. I'm educated. I won't get into what I'm doing because there's Caucasian. We don't let them know. For the spies, we know who they are. You know what I mean? I've got people, what's sick, but
Is the people coming out and speaking out, reaching out to you?
Yeah, a lot have reached out. Even on my TikTok, people I don't know, a lot have reached out to me and gone, now I'm in your position and thanks for speaking. So I'll carry on my TikToks because I know it helps people.
Do you get like a bit of what's name from
I've always said if I can help one, like a lot of us, and you know you have. And it's not so much you've helped them, they've gone, it's not just me. It's not just me. Yeah. It's not just me going in the work and thinking like this. And, you know, I was made to think I was wrong. Now get on this for the comments. You're right in what you're saying, but you can't say it. That's what you got on power stations, Sony. I'm like, it's not me saying it, that's our national agreement there. I'm not saying it there.
It's in black and white.
Yeah, why are we even arguing this? I pay a union for them to do this. You know, what's going on? And how an agency's on, not paying you the right money, is the most shocking thing in the world for me. And I'm the only one in the power station industry, from the top of Scotland down to the bottom of Cornwall, who's taking them to task for robbing our money.
Right,
There's a lot behind me on it, but you can't be vocal. That's what hurts me. We're going, yeah, look, we can do this. You got the name. I might not be politically, I know me, what you call, you know, when you talk, I know I'm a bit, but, you know, get us all on board. I'm not there to be the talker, as in, but I'll make sure they don't bring us down. Like when I'm a shop steward, Tony, some crumble, I'll go into you as a manager. You know, if you're a big major company, and I'll be like, no, this is what we do, you're not taking it. You know, I'll just stay, no, bang, there it is. others will go in and we got
jump to attention and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then the managers go, oh, you know how it is, we can't, and the next talking about how, and they come out weakened. You're not there for that, yeah.
Corner.
So I used to call them weak or bent, some of them. The good ones, by the way, let's get clear, there's some a lot like me, and they battle like me. But it's the ones who are wrong, I think, and a bit, well, don't be a shop steward.
Is there a few
and don't get it the people.
Asses, is there?
But I'll do it, I call them. That's what they are. Anything, I'll do it. Sell themselves. I say to them, how can you call yourself a dad or a family man? Because if you teach your kids that, you're not teaching them any morals in life. You've got to stick to values on both sides. I agree, work hard for it, the good days pay. Of course I do.
Yeah, you get what you put in.
100%. Yeah. But you get feelings of giving a good, you're getting paid properly, you feel good. I've done that.
Yourself,
and I've been paid for that. There's men and women going around this country who are working hard and can't afford the bills, Tony. They can't even go on holiday, so that's the slavery days to me. Do you know slaves in the Victorian days got out, work 6 days a week, a day off and fed and that? But some can't even do that now.
Yeah, it's crackers.
My nurse was on strike and going, well, that's, my mum was a nurse. My mum never struggled like that. She was proud.
Yeah.
She was tired. She's seen all the good, the bad and the ugly of being a nurse. But she couldn't do that now, so she'd be burnt out.
Yeah.
What's the stress? The money's no good. I started this saying about my family life. Mum trained. Dad, you know what I done? Yeah. Had a good life, morals. Yeah, they got into like a situation, but they got out of it through being what they done.
They worked hard. And
they got done over, basically bought, a shop, this, that, surveyed at that price, and it was that price, and, so that's, but what I mean is, she couldn't do that now, and I couldn't buy them 2 jobs, because the jobs were only paying the bills. Bit more, or the 90 grand car on finance, you're being told you need what you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or your £800 coat for the kids, what do you think they need? We're programmed now to spend all our money if you've got any spare, Tony. It's a mad one, mate.
It's crazy.
And that creates stress if you're in work and you've got your mortgage, your missus' car, your car, this, that.
Kids want these,
you can't afford the day off, Tony. So if you've got someone going, lads, let's sort this out. I'm your enemy, but we're on the same side. Because you now worry about your bills.
You're trying to help them and fight for what's right. And
if you got what was right, you could have loved 9 cars if you want to give it all away. Sorry, go and get more cars, you know what I mean, Tony?
Yeah.
Don't make me go less because you're just worried about what you've got. And that's not everyone, but that's, that's the way I look at it. It's like, well, it's too late down the thing now. I mean, the agencies are the big one in every industry, Tony. It's bad. You're getting robbed. Our money's getting robbed. They laugh at you. We're back, sir. Put your hand up. I'll be good, sir. Right, you can come and work. Oh, right, he's just laughed while he's work. Get rid. Go outside, pick 2 more. That's what we force away from. And we're back there, but we call it a work agency.
So many.
Do you know what? Do you want me to say it? How you stop it? Just get together, dead easy. In my industry, you don't even have to do nothing. You just get together, back together as mates, and then reenact that national agreements. What you're paying £16 a month, your union should be doing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That tells me people are weakened. Not by heart.
Do you think they're scared because they're losing the job and obviously all that? That's
the brainwash is losing the job, but it's the bills in it now, Tony. Imagine a month off. I mean, I can get by. I know how to do it. Yeah. But I got forced into doing that.
Yeah.
And I know you can do it. People don't. If you've got this nice car, the holidays every year, and that's the only way you get it, you're not going to risk that. And then, while they got you there, chip away at you. Not you, the wages. Before you know it, you're on 80 hours a week, but working it.
Yeah.
You don't last long. I'll be honest, I was up in a power station 9 weeks ago. 3 deaths in 10 days on the site. What's going on? That's on us. It's happening everywhere. There's young heart attacks. What are we getting burnt out? We were in a big blow-up tent where you don't have cabins on these big projects. Oh, and it's like a big blow-up tent. Yeah, it's safe. It's this proof. You're on a big high-risk power station, so you've got to be under don't worry, it's blast-proof. Everyone's asleep, just done in, Tony. I've never seen it burnt out, mate. And I'll be honest, the first Friday, this is only, like I say, not long ago, I had my break, a man got stretched out. Now, years ago, you know what was happening? And he passed away on the Sunday, this happened the Friday, all right. not even a mark of respect for the whole site. Normally it was everyone go, or, you know, none of that now. It's just a few of his mates, if you know, yeah. The rest of you, what you see, yeah, no respect. There's just nothing good about how we live, in my eyes. That's why I don't know why we pay unions. You might as well admit we're getting robbed, and what we're paying you for, and highlight them. This is what my fight is. I'm taking them to task. I'll speak up. I'll show you what's what. I'm at the minute now showing all my court papers on my TikTok. Whether it's illegal, come and get me. Want to get back out, we'll do it all again. Because I'm not accepting you rob me kids' future, my future, all them feelings of feeling good. I've had to fight. Why give up now?
You're that deep in it now.
I'm deeper, yeah. Oh, they're going for court costs and all kinds, you know, ones, they'll take the rap for them. They let 2 off last year, I won't mention the rest, but 2 got let off, I can speak. They're going for major court costs, you know, well over extreme. But the courts have let 1 go through and not the other. And the other one they didn't. The courts are messing up. We can't charge them, we can't get work. Well, that's why I'm here. But you just said in that one, I've got them to say that much. I've got them at a point where they've just closed up in the last few weeks because I'm asking for all my data now. All my insurances, all this, of all the companies, just what you're allowed. And you know, once you get it, it's game over. And this is where behind the scenes, it's corrupt. And I just want to highlight, you know, we can get our own union. We can do this.
Yeah.
Like the nurses, they should have had the unions getting their pay rise 5 years ago, then the 4th year. Why does it go 5 years? Why you pay union? They should have got you that. Now they're on strike, fighting for 5 years pay. That's why it sounds extreme. And now they're splitting in between, I knew. Because when we used to go on strike at 100%, yay! 3 days in, are we still going? Oh, 70%, but we still want, so we stay out. You do a week and get to next Monday. You're back in the gates and lost the whole argument and lost a week's wage. And the nurses are doing that now. They've got to vote 52% to strike. They can't get it now in their own. They've already split their own up. So a nurse is on a ward going, she never voted to come out. Animosity. You're on the bed, Hill.
It's fucking mad.
So where do we go then? If you're a good doctor nurse, I go and work in Dubai, pay good money. Or, you know, Australia, I've worked there. Power stations, gas plants, had an injury. They were all, you know, it's all Medicare. They're not stressed. They're on good money.
Do you look after them?
Ah, mates who live there, they all got swimming pools. I've seen it first hand. It happens. You do, lads in my trade, when I was there in 2010, I'm 30. They have pools, Range Rover, sand dune buggy for the kids, boats. What are you doing when you go home? Depends. I'm like, your house is like holiday, got barbecue areas. They go to us, what do you live in? They burst out laughing at your square meter with your garden. No one even put me bikes in there.
Yeah, it's just
a lot. Like I say, Malaysia opened my eyes. A lot opened my eyes, Tony.
What would any advice you'd give to anybody, you know, in the same situation, in any trade and stuff like that? Yeah.
I'll be honest, it is hard. There's not out in your trade, but you can get a lot of if you're stressed, there's people out there.
Stress related.
Yeah, it's
going to work and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've always said this is hard going to work, mate. It's hard going. We're only there for money. We have millions. Like I said, we'll be on a beach, mate, enjoying yourselves or whatever. And we just need to be back together and get a bit of realness of thinking. We can get that. People who are struggling, reach out to people on channels like mine or whatever to be out there. It'll just help your mentality, it just level it up. Don't just get me stressed every day. You just got to try and go, well, I'm not on my own. And I know things are hard, accept it's hard, we know it's hard. We're not going to kid it's not hard. But just keep going, look for answers, maybe change your direction of your work, I don't know. Get in touch with people to be...
How can people find, like on, obviously yourself, your channels and stuff like that? Yeah, well,
I'm on TikTok, Tin Tandy is one of my channels, and another one's Tin Tandy. So what it is, you get barred sometimes and you've got to swap over. If you're on a live, get onto the other. Lots of videos on there. Some are a bit against what's gone on with other things over the last 4 years, but I won't say too much on here. You know, I'll call people sheeple, stuff like that for certain. But that's just, you know, my opinion on certain things. But
it's your opinion.
There's a lot on there for workplaces. A lot of people like me, bit less, you know, bit more different way of talking. There's a lot for whoever. Get on your wavelength, but in your situation. And start knowing you're not on your own. And maybe start getting a community. Speak and work. A lot of people are in work, not liking what's going on, scared to speak. You're all next to each other. Yeah. You're all next to each other. Go to him, are you happy with what you get? Don't lie. Be real. Because you find out you're all thinking the fucking same.
Speak to one another and...
Yeah. Are you happy? Stop being stressed and pretending it's good. Because that's where you will start getting mental illness. Pretense.
Yeah.
I feel better now, Tony, than pretending what I was. And being on a job, fighting and feeling lost. Now I've got to, I feel better because I know I've took that cloud off me. All right, so I've not earned, so 43, got loads of earning left. Let's not worry. People lose money at 50. I know what I'm doing, so my strong bit's coming now. So I'll take it at my first half win, but I've learned, I've got where I need to be. I'm strong in me, honestly so strong.
You know where you're going.
Don't worry about chapters. Don't worry about people laughing at you. It's only them. They're not laughing at you. They're backing you. Stop worrying about them. In a kind of way of advice.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the baddies. Stick with the goodies. Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, there's someone who's be like me.
Oh yeah, also, and I want to ask you, have you any regrets in your life and what's going on?
It's a funny question, that, mate, because if you'd ask me, like, I don't know, certain parts of my life, I'll probably go, yeah, you know, maybe that, but at the minute, no. Everything I've done has led to something, but only, obviously, being actually a good time, 43, well matured, well rounded.
Yeah.
So I don't regret nothing. I've had bad times. I mean, I can explain on my other channels. You know, not everything in my life's been good. I've had to fight for a wage, what you shouldn't have to do. I've had to then have people, you know, because again, my dad done it, your granddad, your family name, he's a nutter. But now, I've turned everything around in my eyes where I'm comfortable. So would I have got here without any of these paths? But you don't know where the good, the bad, the ugly leads you, mate.
Yeah.
And for me, I've never regretted, because how could I do that to where I am today? You know, I've gone into most things eyes wide open. I've made mistakes with it.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Not knowledgeable. I've done things younger, as in, you know, just flapping in decisions, but all them things I've took on board, what's got me to where I am. I regret maybe saying things to people, making them feel bad over the years, stuff like that. I know I've made people feel like that. Big Three probably angry on that situation. I've took it out this, but you know, things like that, yeah, not major ones, but anything I've done myself what's caused me own harm. I mean, do I regret going into the lagging? No. Do I regret being opening my mouth in the unions? No, because it was right. And my personality would do me in, Tony.
Yeah.
If I don't say not what I feel, because I won't just go around slagging, you don't, but you look ugly, or you need to get off the pies. Yeah, but when it concerns my life, I'm going to be there, aren't I? And just not too many regrets, not really, no, because I wouldn't be mentally strong. Because I was confused. We've all been that confused, like I say earlier, looking for the help, because that's what you're told.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got this, they help, I'll just do that. So I've learned a lot myself, even like through family courts and all that. That was a learning experience. Again, I've classed them as corrupt, and a lot of kids get out, but I learned a lot of how to get through stuff. I've been a lost man. Through not some of my own situations, I won't regret situations what happened. I wish things happened different for, say, my kids in the first, but that's where I am. I can't regret. I know that was out of my hands. But that's, you know what I mean. But I can't regret too much. No,
that's.
I've done no harm. I know I've wrote people off and shout bad when I shouldn't have, who didn't deserve it. But you know, that's nitpicking at life. It is. I've been wrote off. Let's be honest.
No, listen. You know, you're very vocal, and listen, that's you as a person. And at the end of the day, you know, not to say
we should all
friend.
Have,
you know, I'm not saying this because you're a friend.
But
I've always known you to always have a voice, and not just now, from growing up with you and stuff like that. And you've always been the same person. You know, that's your opinion, and don't want to change that. You know, I might have a different opinion to certain things in life.
Of course, but that's what life's about. We've got to have it. This is what they're trying to take away. In my eyes, it's one way. No, we've got to talk. If you all got on in the same opinions, it'd be stupid. It'd be madness.
Everyone's got different opinions on different.
And you should be able to talk about it like we did years ago. In a pub, your best combos with someone who's had a different one, and you had a brilliant. In the end, you were mates. Not that it was bad.
But now,
I can't do that now.
No, I totally agree with you on that.
Like enemies now. Nah, not for me that.
What's in the pipeline for Tin Tandy then?
Future, I want to be abroad, bit more peace in my mind, just start slowing my life down. I feel the UK's gone too fast over that race, don't feel it's for me anymore. That's where I want to go. Once I start, I want to keep fighting for highlighting the wrong as much as I can. I feel like a lot of people need that help, and I'll also have my opinions on, if you go on the TikToks, you'll see, like, I won't mention too much, but I've got a lot of opinions on things what are wrong, like kids going to school, identifying as cats, transvestites doing sexy dancing to 8-year-olds. I'll be fighting that all day, mates. I think it's wrong, but yeah, so I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and then head off in the sunset.
So people, where can people find you one last time?
Yeah, one last time. So it's Tin Tandy TikTok and 2 Tin Tandy TikTok, Tin Tandy YouTube, and that's where I'm up to at the minute.
Listen, mate, I just want to say thank you for sharing the
Listen, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Nice one, mate. Thank
Never
you very
done
much.
it before, but it's been good, mate. Yeah.
Thanks very
good,
much.
Tony. Thanks
Cheers,
for that, mate. Thanks for letting me get my message.
This week's episode is sponsored by Zorb Events Limited. They provide Zorb football, battle tag archery, UV dodgeball, sports days events, inflatable assault courses, plus many, many more activities coming soon. Ideal for sports teams, presentations, birthday parties, stag and hen parties, corporate events, school, and half-term summer camps, any occasions. Give them a follow and use the code The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast for 10% off your first booking. The Good, The Bad and The Ugly Podcast with Tony Morell.